Yo, what's good everyone? Welcome back to ACS Sneakers. My name is Aiden. On today's video, we are going to be taking a look at the Air Max 95 in the grain coconut milk colourway. Before we get into that, I want to say a huge thank you to my returning viewers. Thank you as always for supporting me and this channel. And to any new viewers, welcome to the channel. We do release brand new sneaker content just like this each and every week. So do make sure to smash that subscribe button, hit that bell notification as well so you never miss a video. And without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into the intro. So let's go ahead and get straight into the box. As you can see, we just have that box standard Nike cardboard box. I'm sure you've seen this box a million times, so I'm not going to bore you with any of the details. If we take a quick look at the size label, which reads Nike Air Max 95 PRM in the grain black beach coconut milk colourway. As you can actually tell by the size label, this is a personal pair as it is a UK size 9. I do actually want to give a huge shout out to Kicks for actually supplying me with a discount code for this pair. I actually managed to get this for an absolute steal, so huge shout out to you, dude, for helping us get this pair so cheap. And if we just go ahead now and get straight into the shoe. So getting straight into the shoe, starting from the toes up. Now around the toe cap area, you can see that we have this light beige, slightly tumbled leather material. Now, just as far as the actual quality of the leather goes, it feels decent in my opinion. It's not the most premium leather that you've probably ever seen or ever had on any other shoe, but it is decent enough for what it actually is. It has a really smooth texture, very similar to some of the Jordans that I've actually had in my collection as well. So just as far as the actual leather quality goes, it's pretty decent. There was a slight divot in mine, which was a little bit frustrating. Not sure if he's actually going to pick this up on camera, but that was the only really downside that I found with the actual leather on the shoe. Moving further back the shoe now, on both the lateral and medial sides, we do have that usual Air Max 95 paneling in this wave-like pattern. Starting at the very bottom, you can see that we have this beige suede material, and just above this we have the tan burlap, and that continues in the same kind of format right the way up on both sides. Moving slightly further back the upper, you can see that we have this black Nike swoosh, which is actually only on the lateral side of each shoe. Now, as far as the actual suede is concerned, it's not the best suede that I've ever seen, just if I'm being completely honest, but I actually do think it's decent enough for what it's worth for this shoe. I do actually think it's going to take quite a lot of upkeep, so I will be using a soft bristle brush that I got in my Rejuvenator cleaning kit, just to brush out any of the matte hair. And before I actually wear it for the first time, I'll just give it a quick pre-treatment with either the Crep Protect spray or the Sneak Defender spray if I do get it in time. I personally plan on actually wearing this shoe right the way throughout summer, so fingers crossed there's not a lot of rain. But if you do get any dirt or anything on this shoe, I do think it's going to actually spoil the overall aesthetic look of the shoe. So with that said, this is definitely something you're going to have to take a lot more care of than just a bog standard Air Max 95. And that's just something that I would personally recommend you do bear in mind before picking this shoe up. And then moving down to the midsole, as you can see, we have this slightly darker beige EVA midsole with visible air towards the forefoot, midfoot and heel. Switching then to the outsole of the shoe, we have that classic Air Max 95 rubber outsole in that same beige colour. Now this shoe for me definitely gives me Stussy vibes, and I do feel like that if this was a Stussy collab, this shoe would definitely be a lot more hyped up than it actually is. I did actually post a shot of this on my Instagram page, and I did get a comment actually comparing this to a Comme des Garçons collaboration as well. For me, I don't really see it, and I just see this more as what you would see on like the Stussy Fossil. And I just think that altogether, it's a really clean colourway. I'm really pleased with it, and I think it's definitely nice to get a GR shoe that's not hyped, that you actually do like. That doesn't necessarily happen all the time. So just as far as the actual shoe is concerned, I'm really pleased with it so far. And now just moving back up the shoe itself. In the centre, as you can see, we have this off-white netting, which actually covers a decent portion of the centre of the shoe. Underneath this netting, on both sides, we do have these mint green eyelets, and weaving through the eyelets themselves, we do have these beige rope laces. Now, I'm going to be completely honest, I actually think the laces are the worst part of this entire shoe. They feel really cheap, and if I can find any other rope laces that are the same colour that I can swap them out with, I'll definitely be doing that. I just think altogether they're just really cheap, and I actually don't think they're going to hold up or look quite good after a few wears. Now, sat atop the laces themselves, as you can see, we do have this Y-shaped overlay, and the laces themselves do sit atop this beige canvas tongue. Now, just as far as the actual tongue is concerned, I think it's decent enough. It feels really stiff and really rugged when you actually do put the shoe on for the first time. I did actually feel like it was actually pressing on my foot quite a lot, so I actually had to fidget with it just to actually make it a little bit more comfortable. But when you actually do get your foot in the shoe, it is pretty comfortable, but if I'm being completely honest, the Air Max 95 in general just isn't the most comfortable shoe. It is comfortable enough to wear throughout the day, but there's definitely a lot more comfortable options out there. In the centre of the tongue itself, we do actually have this rounded Air Max branding, which is pretty consistent with a lot of the other Air Max 95s that you may have already had. Moving now to the inside of the shoe itself, as you can see around the ankle collar and the sock liner, we do have this beige coloured material. And now taking a look at the insole of the shoe, we have a primarily beige insole with the black Air Max branding. And just to quickly touch on sizing, as always, I've gone with a true to size fit with the Air Max 95 model. That would be what I would recommend that you do so as well. However, if you do have the opportunity to actually try out a shoe before buying, I would highly recommend you do so, just so you can understand the best fit for you. And now just to switch over to the heel of the shoe, as you can see, we see the continuance of that mint green colour with the black Nike Air branding. Now the heel of the shoe does also incorporate some 3M materials, but it's definitely not as bright and as vibrant as what we saw with the Air Max 95 Indestruct. But I really can't complain. I do think the colour matches really well with the rest of the upper. And just as far as the shoe is concerned, I'm really pleased with how it's actually turned out. Now that just about wraps up the overview of the shoe itself, so if we just go ahead and get into my opinions on the shoe. So just to sum up in terms of my overall opinion on the shoe itself, I do give the Air Max 95 in the grain coconut milk colourway a very respectable 9 out of 10. Personally, I really love the colourway on this shoe. This is definitely something I plan on rocking right the way throughout summer, and this is actually my favourite pickup of the year so far. I'd love to know what you guys think as well, so do make sure to leave me a comment in the comment section below. And if you've stuck around to this point in the video, I want to say a massive thank you. If you are new to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button, also hitting that bell notification so you never miss a video, and I hope to see you all again in the next one.